This one for the blood, those who told me never stop. Keep grinding till you see your team on top. Said if I had it my way, all my niggas be paid. That's 100 till my casket drop. But I'ma keep on grinding.
What it is, y'all? It's your boy Adam Bing. We back with another episode of Talk Your Shit Podcast, man. Today I'm here with Mixed by Invest. If I said it correctly, if I messed it up, I apologize. But I believe I did. I'm here with Mixed by Invest. These are two men that helped me and guided me through my journey of life. They helped me get to where I am today. We had a lot of fun moments and we had a lot of rough moments on our journey coming to today, getting to where we are. And I may not be talking about together, but I'm talking about in life. And we are really, like, these are really my brothers. For me, they gave me one of the most, I would say, memorable experiences ever. I'm gonna tell you about that in a little bit. But first, I'm gonna introduce Quam and J-Note. Welcome to the podcast.
What's going on, bro?
How are y'all, man? I ain't see y'all in a minute, bro. What's going on?
Phenomenal. I feel great.
I mean, you know, we stay in touch though, but physically seeing each other, you know.
We haven't seen it in a long time.
Hey, listen, you know what they say. Sometimes, you know, you got family, you won't talk to them every day, but, you know, they still family.
Well, we stay in touch, that's, you know what I'm saying?
That's all that matters, man. I mean, so, I understand that you guys, I would say, produce. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're producers, engineers. We do a lot. Creativity is really what we do at the end of the day. Whatever it is.
Okay.
I feel like we're more like, I don't really call myself a producer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm more of a creator.
Okay.
I can pretty much create anything, whether it's music, whether it's building, whether it's guiding someone. I mean, it doesn't pretty much matter. You name it, I can do it. And if I can't, I'll do it.
That's tough. Okay, so I want to know, like, where did both of you guys come from? Like, before J-Note, before Quam, where it all started?
I got a long journey. You want it?
I mean, yeah, for sure. I'll condense it a little bit, but basically there was an Atlanta version of me, and then there's all that before that. You know what I'm saying? But long story short, I was a military kid. I lived all around the world. Okay. And then when my pops retired, that's when we moved to Maryland in high school, or middle school. So I did middle school and high school out there. Then I went to North Carolina A&T for college. Then went to LA to go study engineering.
Is that the college that we went to for the...
Right.
Alright. So I'm happy you said that. Because that is one of the most memorable moments in my life were. Not because I've never been to a college campus or nothing. No. I went to West Georgia Tech. I've been to a college campus, but the experience of seeing, like, the what are they called? I'm sorry, the people you president, the fraternities and stuff like that all together and actually see, like, in West Georgia Tech, we didn't have all that. Like, you feel me? We was mainly like a trade school kind of, you feel me? So we had a basketball team, yeah, we was playing ball and stuff like that, but we didn't have all that. So once you took me there and I got to see it, I was like, damn, this shit really dope. You feel me? So definitely, I'm happy you touched on that right there.
The only reason I ended up at that school is because I made it up to my parents. I was on a college tour in high school, and they were like, "What's your favorite school?" And I was like, "Ooh, I just remember having fun, chasing girls, playing the piano and spelling all this stuff." But drumline had just came out, so I literally lied to my parents, and was like, "Yeah, North Carolina, A&T," and they're like, "Oh, well, that's a great school," and I was like, "Word," you know what I'm saying? Cool. Went upstairs, Googled it, YouTube, saw a basketball game, was like, I think I might go ahead and go there. And that was it. And now here we are. I returned to fraternity, all that stuff. We shot a music video all these years later. Like, it's crazy how off of a simple moment, so much can happen. That's
off the movie?
Bro, I
didn't know that.
Drumline was my favorite movie at the time, and they were Atlanta A&T. So I remember I was in North Carolina. There was some school in North Carolina we went to. It was not A&T. I don't remember. But we were in North Carolina. I remember. I was like, North Carolina. I was like, oh, A&T, because that's my parents' spell, right? At high school, a lot of money, right, for me to go on this trip. So I was like, I can't fuck this up. So I said North Carolina A&T, and they were like, oh, wow, that's a pretty good school. And I was like, fuck, all right, bet. Yeah. And then when I saw what happens in a basketball game when someone fouls out, they play ho sit down, and the whole crowd do this. The fraternities do stuff. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go ahead.
Hey, Nick Cannon, shout out to Drum Line.
Right with the college.
I went to college in North Carolina off yeah.
He didn't know what else to tell me. He's like, and the first thing came to mind was Drum Line. North Carolina A&T. Yeah, that's where you went.
That was the only school I applied to, and that accepted me.
That's dope.
That's crazy.
And you graduated.
And I was the first person in my class to graduate.
That's dope. Shout out to you. That is dope as fuck. Word. Where your story began?
In Jamaica, Queens.
Shout out to the HUD. You heard New York, New York.
Get the money.
Yeah, my story started in Jamaica, Queens. But I was pretty much kind of, sort of, indirectly brought up in the music business. You know what I'm saying? Like my family was heavy in the music business and also heavy into other things. But it just, I was around it my whole life. You know what I'm saying? So, but I also was around a bunch of other stuff. And I also wanted to do a lot of other stuff as a kid. You're a kid, you want to do a lot of stuff. And especially growing up in New York, you see everything. You know what I'm saying? So you got hundreds of different things you can choose that you want to do. So I just wanted to do everything. Because it was just so much to do. Like I wanted to learn how to do everything. Whether it was music, whether it was basketball, whether it was boxing, construction working, whether it was building, architect work, it didn't matter. Like whatever it was, I just wanted to do everything because I just seen everything. And New York is a money state, so.
For sure.
Yeah.
Are those some of the stuff that you learned? You end up learning?
I end up learning over the course of my life. Learning how to do all them things. And then, then I migrated down here to Atlanta.
Shout out to the A.
Yeah. My mom's moved down here and I was still in New York at the time though. But then, even when I came down here, I didn't like it. I ran away from home.
Type shit.
Yeah, I was just supposed to go to school and I told my aunt I didn't want to stay here no more. She was going back to New York and I ran away. Like nah, Georgia is like too slow for me. New York, everything's like. And moving to Georgia, it slows down because, really to me, it slows down because transit is not everywhere. So that's where everything slows down. Like you have to have a car here. It's not that people are slow here, because that's what people, look at Georgia as. Like, niggas country, they slow. Nah, it's not that.
Yeah, it's shit.
You know what I'm saying? It's just slow because there's no transit. You know what I'm saying? There's nowhere for people to just keep moving constantly, whether you got a car or you don't. Like in New York, you can have a car, still move around, but if you don't have a car, you can still move around the entire New York City on transit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So you're really good. You can get anywhere you need to go to. But it was just slow for me here, and I was like, nah, I ain't want to do it. I was young. I was still like 16, 17. I was like, nah, I don't want to. And then I ended up moving back here to Georgia. And, started working, doing a bunch of construction stuff. Then my mom got back into the music stuff, even though she never left it, but she got out of it. She made transition from New York to Atlanta. Then got back into it. Then I just started getting into the music stuff too as well. And I really wasn't at first. She kind of pulled me in because it's my mom, so I want to help out. You know what I'm saying? Then my brother ended up rapping.
Mm-hmm. Just ended up happening.
Yeah, like out the blue. Like, I didn't even know.
I mean, I don't want to be the ones you want to tell them who.
Like, I just happened to walk in the mall and seeing his face on the CD cover.
Oh no, what I was saying is I don't want to be the one to say it, but do you want to tell the people who?
My brother was Waka Flocka. I call him Waka, but that's what he was his entire life growing up. What people's
You don't have to tell the people, but y'all got like a personal nickname that, like family wise, that y'all call him, or y'all call him Waka?
No, that's what we called him his entire life. His name was Waka because at the time of him growing up, the Muppet Babies, I don't know if you know what the Muppet Babies is.
Yeah.
Fozzie the Bear. That was on the Muppet Babies. Like he would say, he would just laugh all the time when he heard that.
I just want you to know, I would never unsee that now. I would never
Hey, we got funny stories of how we got out of it. But you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what it came
Listen, I gotta hurt, but I ain't gonna put myself out there. It was bad, but yeah.
Yeah, then my brother, he ended up he started doing music, and I helped him with his, throughout his career, helping him. A couple other people I worked for as well throughout that journey as well. Then I just started, I wanted to get off the road for a minute, like, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to I felt like my brother was good. Like, he learned the business enough. He know what's going on. Like, he has a lot of love out there in the world, so no one is out there to hurt him. I don't have to really be there as much for him as well,
You felt like it was time for you to
I wanted
build your own path.
Yeah, I wanted to start something new for myself.
Yeah.
I don't say being in his shadow, you know what I'm saying?
Understood.
Not in his shadow, like it's my little brother, like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever he needed me to do for him.
I'ma always be there.
It's my brother, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just all it's been was us and my mom's, like, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that my family's always been there too as well, but it's us, you know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't got no fathers.
Alright, so I understand Ma was in the game, out the game, back in the industry, out the industry again, back in the industry. Lil Bro had a song popped. Ma and Pop was military. You was from Maryland to here to there, all over. End up going to school because of Drumline. At what point in time, or how did this link up meet? Like, how did it happen?
Well, after I decided that I wanted to get off the road and, start something else, start doing other things, one of the reasons was because my son started rapping.
Okay.
And, I was like, Mom, I ain't feel like paying for that much studio time, so I was like,
Like, you talking about like your son's son?
Yeah. And he started rapping, so.
You better shout your son out, bro. You better
His name is Ethan, but everybody called him Little Shot of E. I'm his dad, so I could call him. Then when nobody said,
Little Shot of E, we see you, Little Shot of E, boy.
But that's his stage name, Little Shot of E. So he wanted to start rapping, so I was like, I didn't want to pay for as much studio time, so I was like, I'm gonna learn how to do it because that's just the type of person I am. Anything that I want to learn how to do, I'm gonna do it. So then I started engineering, learning how to engineer from recording him. Then just started engineering, where though it landed me in a building because my homie Strongman Steve, you know what I'm saying?
Strong.
It landed me in a studio building, working in that studio building. And me working in the studio building got me to meet him.
Yep, I was in here every day. I was working with an artist named Lil Mouse, and he was out of town, so I was just in the same studio every day, and one day, like you said, Strongman showed up, and that we both know Strongman, and one day Strongman pulled up and was like, yo, that's my man Quam, and I was like, oh, what's up? And he's like, yo, he's gonna be over in the other room. So him and his brother actually booked the other room that for like a month or two for an artist of theirs, and so they were in the studio every day. And I'm like, shoot, like I'm also in the studio every day because I love being there and making beats or whatever. So eventually, we just developed like a connection of just being cool with one another, and then he just invited me over to his room one day, and the rest is history, for real. Like I was just sitting there, and I would give him a little pointer here and there, and it would just to help a little bit, And that's when stuff kind of started getting active.
You just said you like making beats, right? What would y'all say is y'all favorite instrument to start y'all beats?
I'm obviously biased because I play this instrument, but it's the piano.
Okay, why do you say the piano though?
Well, it's a little deep, but that was my instrument that let's just say I picked it up in '97, and it's been with me ever since. And then it's the one thing I'm able to use to connect with God when I pray for real. You know, I could pray all the time and sit down, but when I play the piano, that's when I can actually connect. And so when I'm trying to make music, obviously it comes from a higher source. So whenever I'm like, okay, let me think of a melody or whatever, I'll play it first and then convert it to whatever instrument I know it'll go to.
Tough. What you got for me?
Me, the instrument that I would go with first, I don't know. It all depends on how I feel. Because my first thing I started learning how to do was engineering. Me making beats or creating music, that's like how I would say create music, it came from him really, like, you know. I mean, I've always been around it, like producers and stuff like that, making beats and stuff like that. It kind of was installed in me and seeing how to do it, but not how to do it.
Yeah.
Like I didn't do it, but like I watched it being done, and then it just took for him to tell me one day, like, yo, you ever thought about making beats? Like he just said it one day, like, you ever thought about making beats? And I'm like, no, not really.
He was tapping the metronome to a song, trying to figure out the metronome to a song he was recording. And I was just like, I saw how he was tapping on. I just kind of saw him like in my head hitting the MPC. Because he was hitting the way he was hitting the sound, like, he looked like he know how to make beats. I was like, but I knew he didn't make beats. So I was just asking him, like, you ever thought about making beats?
And that opened a whole new lane for you.
Yeah. And wanting to be a producer, and then I remember having a conversation with Southside, and he was telling me, he was like, yo, Quam, you making beats now? And I'm like, yeah. And he was like, yo, just think about it like this. He was like, yo, an engineer. He's like, not nothing wrong with engineering. It's not me throwing no shots at engineering, because I engineer and I love engineering. Because I feel like without an engineer, your song gonna sound like shit. I don't give a damn what the beat sound like. I don't give a damn what you saying. Mm-hmm. Without the engineer, your song gonna sound like shit. I think they're the real creators, not the artist nor the producer. That's the engineer, because you can say what you want to say. Because I've already figured out that I can have a person rap about whatever they want to rap about on a song. I can make the song sound hard. So it ain't even about what you're saying. And then if your beat sounds trash, I can
turn it up.
I can make your beat sound hard.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? So it ain't even about the beat or the producer that made the beat. It ain't about the rapper that's making the song. It's the engineer that made the whole track.
I can vouch for you.
More credit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not taking nothing away from the engineer. You feel what I'm saying? But by making this statement I'm about to make, you know, Southside was like, yo, Quam, you can make a beat right now, and that beat that you made can make you more money than the engineer makes in an entire year. Engineering 12-hour sessions, 2 12-hour sessions. I don't want to say 2 12-hour sessions, but that's 24 hours. Let's just say a 12-hour and 8-hour session a day. Every day he's making $100 an hour. One beat that you made can make more money than everything he did for that whole year. So it made me want to make beats more. You know what I'm saying? I love engineering. But, you know, I like to make beats too.
Like Batman, y'all like Batman and Robin fake.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I love to mix songs. Not saying I can't master a song. I'm not gonna say I'm all the way there with mastering. I'm not gonna say I can't master a song, because I might luck out. I've done it a couple of times already. Saying I can't master a song, but I'm not all the way there feeling like I can. But I can mix the shit out of the record. But I don't really need to have to master your song, because it's my man do.
Yeah, that's what I went to school for in Los Angeles.
You know what I'm saying? That's what
Mixing and
so,
master, you know.
Wait, so you went to school at Atlanta,
North Carolina.
North Carolina, A&M,
A&T.
A&T,
Yes, sir.
and then went to school in LA?
Yeah, so after I graduated, I took a summer, like a semester off, And one of my roommates at the time, his name was the Golden Lord. He's actually a film guy now, but he got offered to work with an artist in Los Angeles, and that artist was like, "Yo, your producer, he should go to this school I went to. Like, I learned how to do this, and that." And I was like, "Oh." So I applied, got accepted, and took out a student loan and took myself to the West Coast.
What would y'all say is one of y'all biggest like inspirations to y'all journey in life that got y'all to where y'all at right now?
In journey in life, like musically or just decision making?
Well, decision making, I would feel is more. Wouldn't that be more like wouldn't that be like a person? Alright, so then I would say, what do y'all have a person that y'all feel helped y'all get to where y'all at today?
I know for me, it would definitely be the guy I just mentioned, the Golden Lord, my former. Because when we went to LA, that was my brother out there, and he's from Philadelphia, so he knows how to carry himself around the streets and all that stuff. And I'm not a street guy at all, right? So he was like, "Look, when you're in these rooms with these people, you gotta be like this. Like, he was laying it down for me, and that carried me through rooms like with Nipsey Hussle and Brandy and BJ the Chicago Kid and Quam Walker, like all these people. The list goes on. It's because of the Golden Lord. Like, it's because of him and my brother. Like, I was able to know how to carry myself, because my spirit's gonna get me into the right rooms, but my brain is gonna make sure I survive in these rooms.
Agreed.
And get invited back.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, for me, I would say my family.
As a whole.
As a whole, yeah.
For sure.
You know, just, I love my family, bro. I feel like, you know, not to say anything about no one else's family, but I feel like I have a hell of a family. Like, my family is strong, tough, shows tough love, shows real love. Will be there, won't be there because of love, to show you how tough it is. It's real, bro. Like, I have a real New York family that just real, bro. Like, they love different than, they just love different. I know my family love, or we all love each other. It's just a love it's a New York wicked love. And if you from New York City and you been through some tough shit and you still love your family, you would understand what I'm saying.
Word to my mother. Word to my mother, you get it. You just understand. So, you say your family shows tough love, right? And your family is, I wouldn't say your backbone, but
Nah, they all the way that.
your backbone. You feel me? Do you think, because you know, this is a big debate in how we show love to our children these days. You feel me? Do you think, and this is just a personal opinion, I'm not saying that we're about to get into analytics and debates about it, but do you believe tough love is needed to help a kid get into that adult level?
It all depends on who your child is. I think a parent knows their kid. You feel me? If your kid is don't have that in them, don't do that. Don't show them that tough love. They need that love. Because every kid can't take that. You feel what I'm saying? So, but then every kid don't grow up in the streets of New York City.
See, that was what I was going to piggyback off.
You
It's
know what I'm
the
saying?
environment plus the child.
Yeah, so you really gotta, it's kind of, I don't know, I can't explain no one else's life. You know what I'm saying? I can just know how mine was.
Word.
You know, and I know it was love. But because I seen love in other families and how they raised their families, what led me to believe mine was tough love. But it was still love. It was just a different type.
Yeah, Quam took me up to Queens a few years ago to actually.
You was in the hood?
Yeah.
Boy, hey man, listen.
in the hood.
For 2 weeks.
I was on where's Little's? Where's that corner?
He's from 109 and Cabo.
I was on the corner.
And he was on 109 in Farmers.
I was on the corner. I was sitting in a chair, rolling weed, smoking on the corner with these. People riding around with bikes and shit. I'm like, they going
police chasing.
Bro, they going inside.
Welcome to New York, you heard?
I got my first child.
He seen the dude get stabbed at the gas station.
Hold on, yo. We recording downtown Manhattan. I go to
in Manhattan. It wasn't even in the hood.
Bro,
it was in Manhattan.
We downtown Manhattan. Like I go down, like let me go get some blunts or whatever.
We leaving out the studio.
I go downstairs. I go to the first little corner store right there. I just see some dude laying down against the thing, like and blood and shit. I'm like,
everybody just walking past it.
Yeah,
I'm like, he came back up to the studio like, yo, somebody gotta stop. I'm like, hey, welcome to New York.
I want to say this, bro. New York is literally the place where nobody gives a fuck.
It was like,
yo, but everybody was just walking past it, bro. I was like, New York, bro.
Nobody gives a fuck.
New York, bro. Don't worry about it.
I looked around at people. I'm just
like no one's gonna say that his nigga got stabbed. I'm like, bro,
that shit happen every day, B.
Don't worry about it, bro.
there were a couple people
mind your business. You know, mind your business, bro.
But nah, Quam had me up there around his family for real, and I had the blessing of actually meeting and getting close with his grandmother. So she's like and this is from my viewpoint, right? She's like, I don't know how I can explain it, bro.
He don't even gotta say nothing. And he don't even gotta pull it out. Pause. But I know it's real because we was rolling up and talking and shit before, you feel me? And cuz got a lighter with him and grandma on it.
And just to let y'all know, I love my grandmoms to death. My grandmoms are still alive, well and living. She is great and good.
Shout out grandma.
You know what I'm saying? I just love my grandmas to death. Yo, she keep me lit.
Shout out grandma, yo. Word.
I'd never smoke in front of her.
Never.
Hey, since
y'all
since y'all family so tight, you know, and I know that y'all always having family events and stuff like that. I know the next time y'all have like a family reunion, a family party.
Bro, you want me to tell you something, bro?
It's a family reunion every damn
Yeah. I haven't had like a family reunion. My family haven't had like a real like what people call family reunions. Like we haven't had one of those in a long time. But anytime it's a birthday or something, then it's like a family reunion.
Do y'all think family reunions is like gone? A thing in the past?
I don't know, but I don't know nobody that said, yo, bro, I'm about to go to my family reunion in years.
Yeah.
I haven't heard no one tell me personally.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's dead, but I haven't had no one personally tell me, yo, I'm about to go to my family reunion, bro, in years.
Like that, now that you say it, it's like, I ain't hear that in shit, probably since I was born.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, since I was born.
The only thing that I could say my family kind of do traditionally still is every Sunday at one of our houses, damn near, we like all come together.
Okay.
What's the point?
And that's something that my grandma would, that's something that, we give my grandma. That's something my grandma told me don't ever stop doing. Mm-hmm. So, whether everybody in my family come to my house or I go to their house or something, like, my mom's cooks all the time every Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So, me and my brothers, we all pop out there. You know, other people will come over sometime, aunts will come over, cousins, you know. Not saying all the time it happens, but, you know. He'll pop out sometime. You know what I'm saying? So we still, every Sunday is a day that I feel like that, to me personally, I feel like every Sunday, everybody's family should chill and get together. I just totally believe that it should be one day that you don't have to work. And the day I choose is Sunday, and the only reason why I choose Sunday is because me growing up as a kid, I just remember after leaving church, everybody came to my grandmother's house to eat. So I just felt like that was a day everybody was, I guess, as a kid, I guess, I wasn't thinking about nobody was going to work, but as I got older, I'm like, well, I'm going to pick Sunday because that's the day everybody go to church and come and eat.
Makes sense.
So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna ask you a question, and I'm gonna give you my outside perspective where I can tell you why they do not have family reunions. What are the points of having family reunions? What do you, my general opinion?
Isn't that for generations to understand each other and like knowing each other after time, like after years? Because right now, I have 3 generations. You feel me? I would say I have 3 generations. I have 3 boys. You feel me? But my 3 boys don't know my like middle sister kids. Not because that we're all not like we all don't speak or nothing like that, but because they live all the way in Trinidad and my kids live all the way in the United States of America. So it's like when I'm gonna get to see them. You feel me?
So this is where I'm gonna kill it. So like coming from someone that has a small family and being around a large family all the time, meeting his grandma and hearing the stories of how they all grew up in a small house on the corner with about 15 or so people, and then growing once people started having kids. You just said it right there. My so-and-so doesn't know my so-and-so. All these people lived in the same house. And we're not talking just, oh, this is a regular family. No, we're talking about probably one of the most non-talked about, most influential families in music history, right? They, for a long time, had to be in a structure where it was them versus everybody. And that was it, right? So when you do that for so long, and then you birth more kids, and they stay in that same lane, the root is so pure and powerful that now they're able to do whatever they want wherever, but they're so connected to the root, there's no point. It's like on some Avatar shit. They're all connected to that tree. There's no point in a family reunion when we're already united. There's no point in reuniting the family if we're already united. And that's the problem with a lot of black families in America now. It's about us only, my mom, my dad, my son. It's not about us
as a whole.
You see what I'm saying?
You feel me? I understand.
That's why I believe they don't have family reunions, because that root is always there, and it started with grandma, and it's still there to this day. And literally the grandma's kids, those 4, they have it so solid that it's there, and then the ones right under them, it's so solid. So it's the foundation just keeps solidifying as it keeps going. So it's just, that's why I feel like family reunions are not here. That's why I feel like, yeah, they don't need them.
I wanted to touch back just on 2 quick things before I get to wrap up real quick. Alright, so I know y'all touched on it earlier, and I know y'all gave a list of things that y'all company do. I just want y'all to give a list of things that, or just touch back on things that your company are good on, or your strong points.
It's a lot of strong points. It's a lot of things we're good at doing, you know. We're good at making music. We're good at producing music. We're good at engineering music. We're good at mixing music. We're good at mastering music. We're good at distributing your music. You know, not only do we have a recording studio, we also have a distribution center as well inside of here. You can get your video shot as well. We know various of different videographers. One he named earlier, my man Gold Lord.
We sound design,
Yeah.
We work on films, we edit audio for interviews and things of that nature. Like we basically touch sound in every way possible, you know. And then when it comes to cover arts, we can do that. Like anything that has to do with creativity, we have the ability to create. You know, when people ask, can you do this? We always say yes.
It's nothing that we can't do. That's one word my mother hates. Don't
But
say
that's
what you can't do.
very strong right there. Very
She
strong
hate that.
words right there.
Don't tell me what you can't do. And can't nobody tell me what I can't do. Because I can do it. Oh, I'm going to get it done. Doesn't matter. Trust me, I can get it done.
If you had one message to tell your 16-year-old self, knowing everything you know now, what would be your message to yourself?
Oh my god.
Bro, it's too
Oh
much.
my god.
It's too much, bro.
Oh my god.
I would.
That question fucked me up.
It's.
You gotta think about it. It's a lot of males that's going through the transition of becoming a young man. You know, we have a lot of knowledge, knowing what we know of going from a kid, a baby, a toddler, to a man, having kids, being a protector now. So, you know, this is just I usually tell at the end to be like, oh, give us a quick message to our viewers that we'll send to them. You feel me? What would our message?
Bro, I don't even. And that might be something that no one has ever asked me, bro. Like, what would I tell myself? That's retardedly deep to me. To me, because now
You know you.
Yeah, I know me as a person, and I feel in my heart that every decision that I made, I feel like I made kind of strategically. Of course, you're gonna make dumb decisions, you know, sometimes, and dumb decisions it's decisions to see if this will happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's like, let me see if I can do this. Cool. You know you shouldn't do that. But you wanted to see if it was going to happen anyway. Those are what I call dumb decisions. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I was very strategic on all my decisions, because I remember my uncle telling me one time, I was in his room and he told me, yo, this life ain't for you. And I was like, and I didn't understand exactly what he said, but I didn't, because I wanted that life. But it also just made me shut up. In a sense, like, I didn't do as much. I just started listening. So, I mean, me telling myself, and I'm trying to figure, was I 16 then? No, I wasn't 16 then. Shit, I was younger than that when he told me that. But at 16, that's when I came to Georgia. Would I tell myself to stay here or go back to New York?
I mean, shit, look how life turned out. I wouldn't tell myself going nowhere either.
Shit, cause in three more years, 4 more years, 3 to 4 more years, I came back to Atlanta. I'm 16, so should I tell myself to stay in the A at 16, or should I have went back to New York? I think I would have went back to New York. I think I would have told myself not to stay still, because I still think at that time I still needed New York before I could become a full man.
Same shit.
Because in my point of view of living in New York City, it just adapts you to every environment that you want to be in. In every city in the world, there's a piece of New York.
I felt that. I felt that.
in every state.
I felt that.
So to me, it just adapts you to all. Growing up in New York City, if you just was born and raised there,
You'd be alright.
yeah, you can pretty much leave. I promise you, bro.
You gonna be alright.
You can leave.
You gonna be
You don't have to stay there. You can go back as long as you ain't do nothing fucked up shit. But you don't have to stay there. You can leave, bro, because it's so much more there in the world than New York City.
Gangster.
But New York City will show you that you can.
You can survive.
You can survive, bro. Like, you know how to, because you gotta understand something, bro. Like once I left New York City, the world opened up.
Mm-hmm.
Living in New York, everybody on top of each other, literally.
That's crazy.
Like some niggas don't even know what a backyard look like. Ain't never got a chance to go in their backyard and play and just have fun.
Private.
Nigga ain't never had a chance to pull their car in their garage. Like, don't know what it is. Some niggas don't. I'm not saying everybody, because I didn't grow up in the buildings in New York. When I grew up in a house. Like my grandmother had a house. You know what I'm saying? We grew up in a house.
Yeah.
And my mom's didn't grow up in the building. She had a house. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't grow up in the building. Not saying that it was a problem growing up in the buildings, but I always grew up in the house. But still leaving out of New York City, houses was like boxes compared to the houses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's a little different. Like
where my man's was like,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's a little different. Like it's a little different. Like you know what I'm saying? Not saying New York is teeny, but it kind of ceilings is like nigga like whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like wow.
And it's crazy because we got buildings, so it's like for us to come out here and still see houses and be like, it's like what, nigga? Because it's nowhere as close as big as the building, nowhere as close as big as the projects we had. But it's like, wow, this shit is it's this big, like, and this is just this house, like what? And they got
yo, bro, I'm gonna be real.
They got a driveway.
I'm gonna be real with you. If I can. Because I love New York that much. If New York was around the corner to me in Atlanta, from Atlanta, bro, I would still live in New York. I'm gonna be real with you. But because they like so far apart, what is it, like 6-7 states apart, 13 hours on the drive, hour and a half, maybe 2 on the flight, that's just too much commuting and too much paying back and forth. But the cost of living, I would work probably basically what I'm saying, like I would really stay out there, but the cost of living is just like,
tell me about it.
Yeah, it's
outrageous.
Tell me about it.
For what you can get in Atlanta, for what you can get in New York City, not even just Atlanta, in other states as well.
Anyway.
You feel what I'm saying? Like other states, because this state's cheaper than Atlanta. They got really nice shit. You know what I'm saying? But man, it's just, I don't know. I love New York City. I'm proud to be from New York City. I love my city. I love them to death, bro. I love my city to death because, you know, I've been to every state and every city in the United States more than 5 times. So, which lets me know I really love my city.
I'm just saying, you know, like little bro's trying to, you know, come up in life, you know, you talking about you've been there over 5 times. I'm just trying
to do it, bro.
I'm just trying to go once. Like, you gotta just trying to go once.
You can do it as many times as you choose, bro. Just go. Ain't nobody say you gotta be there for months at a time.
You right.
Just go and see how the city is.
You right.
Airbnb is like, you know, it's kind of it's cheap. You know what I'm saying? Get you a little Airbnb somewhere, just kind of navigate through the city and see how it look around the area you can get it in, or just get you a hotel in the city somewhere, just so you can ride around the city for like 2 or 3 days and see how this city life is in this city, and then get you a hotel somewhere on the outskirts of that city. But you know, spend you a week in each state.
Oh, trust me, I'm taking your traveler's tips.
You know what I'm saying? Spend Spend a week, maybe 2 in each state. If you do that for a whole year, spend a week or 2 in each state just to see how shit is, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It won't hurt.
Hey, yo, TripAdvisor, my boy give me a free advertisement right here.
You know what I'm saying? I want to say.
Alright, so you would say that your message to yourself at 16 would be take a chance and maybe try New York? You would say?
Well, I say my message to myself at 16 would be, yeah, it's good to go to New York because there's still some things you need to know. Because when I went back at 16, I got to have the chance to be around Slick Rick the Ruler. After he kind of got out of jail, I think he got out of jail or he got his citizenship. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, however I go, my uncle was up there. Like, I don't know the exact title he was. I don't know if he was executive helping him produce his album or whatever the case may be. I don't remember exactly what his title was at the particular time. All I just know is I was up there because of my uncle. And I got to sit in the studio. And at that time, I was like, damn, that's what I want to do. I want to do music. But I didn't really know if I really wanted to do music. Because at that time, I wanted to box as well, too. So, but I would tell my 16-year-old self, when I decided to run away from Atlanta, because I didn't like it here at first, yeah, I would tell myself to get there. I wouldn't say stay. I would say go. Because there was still some things that I needed to know.
Understood.
I was still too young, I felt like to.
You would say, don't trip. I know you stressed, but go ahead and dip. Don't even think about it.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. Still go.
So what would you tell your 16-year-old self?
So 16-year-old self, I'll just give you a quick rundown. 16-year-old me was a rapper in high school with a rap group that made a theme song to my high school that ended up being played 3 or 4 homecomings after I left type shit. So I was low-key feeling, I just learned how to make beats, you know what I'm saying? Went to Tennessee, learned how to make beats on Fruity Loops 2. I don't know what they're on now. But
21.
Dang.
The year was 2005. Anyway, so yeah, I was basically living that life, but I also wanted to be a football player because I was playing football and stuff. But for some reason, I stayed getting hurt. Something would snap, break, something, right? But if I would tell my 16-year-old self anything, I would let them know, look, first of all, your senior year is going to be wild. Just get that out the way. I ended up, I had a football practice and I went against this 400-pound kid and long story short, fell back, my cleat hit my helmet, I thought my leg had snapped. So I was like, oh shit. But then it was okay and I was like, oh shit, alright. And then I couldn't breathe though for some reason. Long story short, the heart ended up, top half ended up being faster than the bottom half and it's called atrial fibrillation. So I ended up suffering from a heart condition my senior year and left and came back. That story's with me. But anyways, I would tell him, yo, shit's gonna get crazy, but be patient. That's one thing I would tell him. Please be patient, because as much as, see, the 16-year-old me, if I saw a future me coming, I'd be like, bro, I know you got all the answers. What's up? What's up? What we doing? What you doing? What am I about to do? Can I skip? I was like, what is going on? I need cheat codes, because I was a big gamer back then. I was on that Game Shark shit. That's probably way before a lot of niggas' times, but I was on mad cheat codes. So I would have told him, what's up? What can I do? But me now, I would tell him yo, shit's gonna get bad. It's gonna get rough. You gonna make decisions. You be in places you wasn't expecting, but you gotta go through it. It's not supposed to be easy. If not, if you go through, if you don't go through what I go through, 16-year-old me, I'm not gonna exist no more.
Word. Oh God. I wouldn't change nothing. Everything it's just basically like what he said. I would tell him shit about to be rough.
Focus on that music shit. This football shit probably ain't gonna be it, my guy. That football shit.
That might be the only thing I would tell them. Like, yo, you're gonna start making beats.
Don't focus on that football shit. Don't.
So if you like music now, start making beats right now. That would be it.
It'll put them on the path so when you get hit, it's like,
That would be it. But don't change nothing. Because me telling myself at 16, make beats, would not stop nothing I'm doing. Because I still kind of.
But you would have capitalized off of different situations differently. That's the difference. That's the big difference.
So then again, I would tell myself no.
You would have capitalized off of mad. You might have been the producer before. There might not even been no Waka Flocka. He would have been to you what you were to him. He would have never rapped. Wu might have never. Nobody would ever probably.
I probably would, if I wanted to, just make beats. But while you making beats, just know your life is gonna be wicked. If everything still happens the way it happens, and I just started making beats then, yeah, that's it. That's the only thing I would say. Hey, just start making some beats, bro. But I wouldn't tell them nothing else. Just like, yo, make some beats and just know your life is gonna be crazy. If everything just still happens, the only thing that changed was me making beats, yeah. Because everything I feel like happens for a reason.
I got something for you.
Talk to me.
What's one thing you would tell 16-year-old me? Because I know what I would tell 16-year-old you.
Wait, y'all know each other at 16?
No. Just off of this, right? Because
that's wicked.
Yeah, think about that. Because, like, me knowing everything I know about you now, I would tell 16-year-old him, you're going to always have to be the big bro. But one day, it's all going to be yours. The same way it was all everyone else's. That's what I would tell 16-year-old him.
I figured that out as a kid, though. I figured that out at 8 years old that I was a big bro. But I was a big bro and I was a daddy. At 8 years old.
Like, literally, you was the father?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. Shit got crazy.
Like, I'm not, like, my mom's is always, you know what I'm saying, I ain't paying no bills at 8. But, you know.
Taking care of the family inside the house.
If y'all had one message.
It's a New York way of living, kid. Come on now. You know what's up.
Listen.
Come on.
You ain't gotta tell me.
Come on,
you ain't gotta tell me.
I've been learning how to do whatever it is that I need to do to become who I am today since 8 years old. Since 8 years old. 100%. 100%.
And I didn't catch on to shit until like
that's when I started learning. So when they say, what age was you when you got off the porch? Yeah, I was 8.
I feel like in New York you just jump off the porch really early.
Yeah, I was 8. By 10, nigga, I already knew it. By 10 years old, I was paying my grandmother rent. At 10 years old. I was paying my grandma rent. And it wasn't that I had to. She was preparing me for life.
See what I said about that root?
She was preparing me, letting me know
10?
that when you get grown, this is what you're gonna have to do.
At 10,
it might not be 50 cents, but you gonna have to pay to live.
You have to pay 50 cents, right?
In a nutshell, I didn't know that until I got to an adult.
Wait,
you're gonna have to pay to live. Yeah, bro. I paid 50 cents a week. I worked in my uncle's game room. My uncle had a game room on down the block from my grandmother's house. He owned he had a game room down there, and I worked in his game room handing the quarters out to people that came in there and wanted a game to play video games. The kids that want to play video games in the arcade. I handed them quarters out. My uncle would pay me every Friday, and my grandma would tell me I gotta pay her 50 cents a week since I got a job. I gotta pay to live. It was just I didn't understand that then at 10. I'm keeping it being with you.
Yo, grandma, shout out to you on life lessons.
I didn't understand that as a kid at 10 years old that I gotta pay bills, but now that I'm grown, it was like I always had to pay something. 50 Cent wasn't nothing to me. I was getting like $5 a week. $5 in at 10 years old was a lot of money though.
I was the complete opposite.
Serious though. 50 cents a week, that was nothing to me. I was like, okay, here you go, grandma. But I didn't know at 10 she was preparing me that when I'm gonna be an adult, I'm gonna have my own place, and someone's gonna say you gotta pay this.
It wasn't a shock. It wasn't so.
It wasn't a shocker to me because as a kid,
She paid you for life.
As a kid, I've been paying bills.
See,
indirectly. It wasn't even a bill. Like it was just a prepare for life.
I ain't getting none of that till college.
That's tough.
You see what I'm saying? And like,
so man, I've been on the porch.
Yeah, I didn't hop off the porch until I went to LA. I had already graduated.
See what I say about that tough love?
I was already a young adult, and then see what I say about environment, which is why me and him.
It's like yin and yang.
As I got older, I started saying
the way my school was set up, like I was the football nigga, and then I ended up being like the music nigga. So like, school was just buy time until I could go home, and play video games, and do what the fuck ever. I looked at high school and elementary school middle school as bullshit. Like I was one of those kids. Like I was already past the figuring out what school was for. Because in elementary school, I was in those GT classes or whatever, and that was when I was moving all around the world, right? But then when I moved to England and I was around like a lot of more white kids, they looked at me and were like, nah, he needs to be in the regular.
Whoa.
That's crazy. His transition was
Hold up.
like his transitions was wicked.
You just said England?
Yeah.
So if I'm not correct, correct me if I'm wrong. You mentioned Maryland, LA, Atlanta, and England?
Not only England. Where else?
Alright, so
think Korea?
Yeah, I lived in Korea for 4 years. I lived in England for 3 years, and then I was in Illinois for a couple years. And then I visited Germany, Africa, Italy, Japan, shit like that.
Yo, once again, I'm gonna say, you've been to over 50 states 5 times, every time. So, you feel me? You've been it seems like almost every continent, like.
Almost. Not Australia.
Y'all can't just call little bro and be like, yo, bro, listen.
But that was still a course of life.
Yeah,
No, I get it.
No, but we will, though. We will in the future.
I get it.
That was still a course of life. So it was some great experiences for me, and man, I wouldn't trade them for the world. And it's the craziest thing, and people may think like, and the only thing I and I only remember things when I go back to New York. That's not how I remember my past, but if you had some questions about my past, it's kind of hard for me to remember stuff. But if I'm in New York, like, you know what I'm saying, I remember everything.
People walked up to us.
As you see it, it's just like.
Yeah. Shit just start popping out, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh. But
me and that girl right there in that corner.
Yeah, things just start popping out. But like, the only thing that I can never forget, if I think hard enough, a couple other things, but the only thing I can think off the top of my head that I will never, ever in life forget. And that's when I knew that's when I knew at that point that, you know what I'm saying, I felt like I was tapped in with the universe. A teacher asked me at the age of 13 years old in the class, she asked all the kids in the class, not just me, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I remember this clear as day. I said, I don't know what I want to be, but whatever it is, it requires me to travel the world.
Her. Speak it into existence. Her.
And I've
That's what happened.
I haven't been to every country, but I've been on a couple of them. But I've been everywhere in the United States.
Yep. No, it's funny. My dad, I didn't get that question, but my dad did. The reason why I was going all around is because my father was in the military. He's a pilot in the Air Force. In high school, they asked him in front of the class, "What do you want to be?" He said, "Oh, I want to fly airplanes," and everybody laughed. He's in Nashville, Tennessee, in the '70s, and they laughed at him, and he cried, and went to his guidance counselor, who I ended up calling my grandmother, who allowed me to take out a loan in her name to go to LA. Let's tie all that together. But she looked at him and was like, "You can be whatever you want to be." Helped him get to college, and he ended up being one of the first, one of 4 black pilots to fly Air Force One.
Black excellence.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Excellence. Word.
So like I kind of live with that. You're not gonna tell me what I can and can't do sort of vibe. You know what I mean? Like,
come on now, and I keep them spirits around me.
So like, yeah, like that's kind of like what I was saying. Like when I was tied back when I was in England, like they transitioned me from GT classes to the regular classes just because of the way I looked, right? And so like off break, and I knew that. So as a child, I knew that. And I'm sitting there like, okay, so I'm in school just fucking around at that point. I'm just like fucking around, like getting good grades, but only memorizing what I know is going to be tested type. Like I'm doing this in elementary school, right? So I get to middle school, I get to high school. At that point, I'm so fuck this shit. Like I'm just here to just get good grades. Okay, like that's the only reason why I never played hooky, because it was too easy to get a 3.0 GPA, which is what all my parents required of me, right? They were like, they didn't say get a 3.5, they didn't say get straight A's. They were like, but that was like, I just need you to get 3.0 so you can go to college. And I was like, all right, bet. Follow what you say, Dad. 3.0?
Gotcha.
No problem.
Gotcha.
No problem. Like, I've been doing this shit since elementary school, and I already, this is how you do a GPA? Cool. This class, boom. So, like, that's why I never played hooky. You know what I'm saying? It didn't appeal to me. Plus, all my homies, I was one of those niggas that I was homies with all the sports niggas, all there. But my best friends, which Quam met when he visited my family around, my best friends are the gamers, the nerds. But I'm cool with everyone. So like I really, being in school was chill for me. Everybody knew me and shit, and it was done.
Shout out to the gamers. I'm one of those too.
Me, I'm heavy gamer. There's not, and that's crazy. Like growing up in New York, like my mom did everything in her power to keep us from outside in the streets, even though we,
Eventually.
come on now, we're gonna be outside. But she had to go to work, so niggas is outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna be home. You feel what I'm saying? You was outside hustling, you was outside going to work, you was doing something.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna be home all day, so we outside.
We gotta do it.
But for the most part, bro, it's not a video game you could name that we ain't have. So yeah, I love video games.
Man.
I love playing video games. It's fun. It's a stress reliever to me.
And obviously that's what we
It's calming. It's relaxing. You know what I'm saying? It's just something to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not into nobody's life, watching nobody, no gossip, watching soap operas on TV all the time. I'm not saying I don't like them, because I watch them every now and then. But for me, I like playing video games. It's calm. It's cool. It's relaxing. It's no problem.
Plus you can get paid for it nowadays.
Nowadays, you can get bread off it.
Nowadays,
That's the crazy part.
You got what I sent you?
I gotta check it. I don't be on the gram like that as much as I do.
You can bet on yourself in Call of Duty. I'll
Hey.
get this many kills.
it's a wager for everything. Why not?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
If there's one message you could send to the people, what message would you send to them, and then we can wrap it on up.
Okay. That's crazy because I was thinking about that the whole time. I'm glad you explained. Like, y'all heard my life, some of it, Y'all heard his life. And the crazy thing about it is, I would never trade my life for nothing, but it's crazy that I would want his life. I don't know if he would want mine, I don't know. But I'm just saying, I would want his life because it just seems so cool. Even growing up in New York City, I was just that kid that wanted that seen the street life and it was fun, but also seen on TV another life that was relaxing. And I say that to say, wherever you at, you don't have to be in that box. You can get out that box. This world is so big. There's so many places in this world where you can go to relax, be cool, be calm. No one knows you. You can get to know people because they don't know you. They will know a person that you're becoming when you're there, not who you was when you were there. So my message to you is, you don't have to be in that box. You can leave that box and see whatever you want to see and be whoever you want to be numerous times. Or if you choose. Don't be afraid.
Or
100%. Yeah, unfortunately it is what it is, but this is gonna be mad yin and yang because it's the same message, but from a mad different perspective. Like we live in a world that we think is the world, but it's not. You're only in a place that you start. Like, don't believe, nothing against your parents, like your parents will teach you how to survive, but like learn the world for yourself, because this is where it connects. Like, the world is a much bigger place, and you can't judge the next person for anything, honestly, because we all are living in a different world, even though we're in the same one. I know it's confusing, but it's like, open your mind and really do your research on everything. You can literally do what it is you want to do. You can do what it is you love to do. You can do both. Just keep in mind to take care of yourself first. I don't care if you have kids. I don't care if you have dogs, pets. Nobody can benefit from you unless you're here and healthy and good, mentally, physically, spiritually. So that's that.
Ashe.
Yeah, not to cut you off. I'm sorry, brother. One more thing someone always told me, and I stick by this, and it's a guy that was, in my neighborhood. I don't know if he's still alive, but he told me one time, everything that you see always was and always will be. It's just life as you know it is going to change. And it took me a long time to understand what that means. And you won't know unless you get out this box.
some of the realest shit you're gonna hear in a long time. No cap.
This one for the blood, those who told me never stop. Keep grinding till you see your team on top. Said if I had it my way, all my niggas be paid. That's 100 till my casket drop. But I'ma keep on grinding.